the Weekend Meme Gen Legion, and here is another video. I was working live on Interfaces AI app and doing some debugging. Got to advanced debugging, and I thought it'd be a good time to share this current debug situation out because it's some real high-level debug and putting useful information together to debug this code that will help people if they are building and find they are having issues or they want to debug. Even if you're an advanced developer, there's a technique I'm currently using with AI that will speed up your process. So here we are. We have created a test files to the app, so it will pick up all our errors, which is going to help us debug anyway. As it comes on, it picks up a lot of the errors that we were facing in our dev tools or F12 console instances. And this is really refined to help us narrow down what it is, because some of them were a cookie-based instance error from the apps such as OpenAI inside our browser instances. So we could try and do a trial and error one by one, or we can run a test and or build a test script to find those errors, those particular ones, much more quickly. And with the cookie errors, like somebody's seen the previous videos, we were hitting like 300 cookie policy errors. There could be thousands of cookie policy errors for the app. So you don't really want to be going through them in a long-winded way, and using AI does this very quickly. So we've run the test, and here is the test report. Now, our test probably will not be 100% the fully functional test that we want at first. You're sort of going to have to build your test out in a trial and error build. Describe what you want, build the test script once, run it, and it will find whatever errors or information it's missing. You'll be able to sort them out one by one, and before long you will have a very good JSON script for finding the errors of any app, whether you're an Next.js app, an Electron desktop app as we're building in this instance, and so on and so forth. Our error report over here, you'll see basically as it tests, it produces an error report in HTML and an error report in .json. And now I've copied all this information here, and again I'm using Claude 3.7 Sonnet free over here in GitHub Copilot. And if you do not know how to get GitHub Copilot, first install Copilot onto your computer and set up an account. You can do this for free. You can have a free account. You don't have to pay for the subscription. However, I do recommend you pay for the subscription because it's very good. I will tell you why now. For $10 a month, you get much more free tokens use, and all of these models are free to use as such in your allowance, whether you're on a free mode or a paid pro Copilot mode. And 3.7 is on there. You've got 3.7 thinking, the normal 3.7 Sonnet, which I'm just going to go for on this one, and 3.5, etc. And not only am I using GitHub Copilot at the moment, I'm also using Klein with Claude 3.5, and you'll notice this API is a experimental API from VS Code, and it just basically connects into this very instance of Copilot. See, it says Copilot there, and this is again a free API. With the Copilot mode over here on the left, once you've installed it from the marketplace, go to the marketplace and just type in GitHub, and then it comes Copilot. And you want to install both of these, the Copilot AI pair programmer and the chat features. And then you'd head over, not into chat, but you go to Copilot edits, and that's their version of a code agent. Incline, again, you'd go into settings, and you would set your API provider as such, I just explained. And you're using the same account in different modes. So you've just got two AI agents there. And you can also use it in root code, whether you're, and you do the same up into settings, and I've got VS Code, LM API, and Copilot Claude 3.7, a 3.5 Sonnet there. So I'm using the 3.7 model here, and I'm going to use these two as 3.5. Again, with root code, I would put it into a debug mode. Again, you can type in all sorts of additional prompts in here to how you want it to act, give it specific instructions on debug, ask architect, etc. And in Klein, we will be in plan mode at first, and then act mode for acting the code. Now we've got all those instances together. I am using Grok3, however, and you might say why. I actually think Grok3 is better, to be honest with you, than both at certain things. So um, Grok3, I would like to connect my API. I know you can do that in Klein now. I haven't used this, but I will do soon. So that's the only downfall at the moment. I'm using Grok in the window browser instance, and I'm sort of using it as a debug architect, or whatever it may be. I decided to do sort of like an extra assistant. And in this case, I'm giving Grok all of my information to help debug the code at certain stages. And the reason I've done this, again, I think it's better at solving, is I was in the error for some time using Claude 3.5 and Claude 3.7. And yeah, just to save tokens, I started looping a couple times, noticed that the agents were trying to make the same errors after again, so I thought, well, it's time to try something else, and I went to Grok3, and Grok3 started nailing the task straight away. And now here, when I say advanced debugging, this is how you want to build your debug up. Now we've been on this for a while, a couple days over in stages whenever I'm free, so we do have other history here. But so I've added all of the new files again, so it can update itself onto the code of how we've updated everything. I've given it the error files that we've built, and everything it needs to know. I've then shared the terminal report, so that will be this information here, and we go down. After the terminal report, I have given it the HTML generated report, oh, wrong one, which is generated from our file error system, that's that one there. And I also give it the error report from the JSON file. And now, with a basic starting code, let me share our current position and updates on this matter. The new files have been attached, test files, have been created. We are optimizing them and to get the best results, which will hopefully lead us to finally fully debugging the other issues within the app. Um, so yeah, just a basic prompt there, and then the real proof is in the pudding on the details, and that's where you really need to elaborate yourself in an advanced debug to get the job done quickly. So yeah, we've got all of this information in now. I've already pre-typed it in before starting the video. We're going to run Grok, and Grok is on code mode, just for uh, everybody's attention. And I don't have deep research on, I don't have reasoning on here, because its code mode has its own specific settings preempted by the Grok team. So um, you know, it's going to give us a full description now on everything that we're in here, and even if you didn't understand the information provided by your test scripts, you're now going to get a summary of them by Grok, who's going to put it in somewhat English you will understand. Um, so, which is basically what it does, and it says analyzing the current state. So, the test error monitor JS script has successfully tracked errors across categories, dialog content, wake lock, network permissions, cookies in general. However, the test output indicates categorization issue. Some error categories were not logged. Cause the test script specifies categories like chim, but the error monitor class in the error monitor JS transforms these into dialog content wake lock. Based on internal categories mapping, the test validation logic then fails because of the original dialog, etc. So it's going to tell me how crap I was at building a test script uh, and give me some pointers to perfect my test script, which is where we are at the moment. So even though we are getting reports of errors, basically there's more I can do. So this is, you know, I haven't started the app again yet. I want to make sure my test script is fully functional and testing everything it can to help me eliminate this quickly, rather than cutting corners and just, you know, I could run it and sort these errors out. But we're still going to have more errors, and the test script's going to miss some errors because we haven't programmed it properly. So the HTML JSON reports provide clear breakdown of errors, which is good. Common patterns, words like failed, attribute denied, error are frequently indicating recurrent errors, issues, correlations, trends, remaining application issues from your previous updates. The following. So again, we've got more dialog content warning, more wake lock errors, network errors, LiveKit DNS resolutions, cookie issues. So here we are, and Grok then goes into a code mode, basically after a summary, which is why I really like using it now. Not only is it described and summarized where we are in English for me, um, and giving me a real perspective, it then gives me a step for an immediate fix. It might not be an immediate fix, it might, you know, take a couple of attempts, but it will be a step forward. Let's fix the categorization mismatch in test error monitor JS. So it's given me an example there, and it's explained why. It's also proceeding with phase 3. It's going to lay out 3A, 3B, and 3C, and lay out an update to our web view. So it's sort of like architecting a 3-step plan on further progress into the testing, and giving us full code, updating our preload JS. Uh, and and it's getting network optimizations, which was in our main JS. So it's also correcting some of the errors from the report that already picked up. And then it's going to give us a architect plan, which is brilliant. Apply phase 3, run an error, validate cookies, additional areas if needed. We'll look at that in a minute. Let's solve the 3 steps first. Would you like me to proceed? I can provide more granulated for sub-base phase. If you prefer another one, add additional areas. I can provide a more granularity for the sub-base phase. I'm just going to run this now, and this is where for a minute, I'm done with a Grok. I'm going to get this information. I'm going to copy it all, and I'm going to go over to VS Code. I'm going to miss the end out because it's totally unnecessary. And I'm going to use client. I'm going to use 3.7 here for the sake of the video. Everybody wants to know about 3.7. So now I've got all that information, I'm just going to use it as a prompt, and it's going to make a plan. Or actually, I could put it into plan mode here even. That might be a better idea actually. And then I'll bring it to Claude. So in plan mode, it's not going to act. It's going to take all of this information and create a plan on how we do it all. And it will provide some mermaid diagrams, and that's another aspect that I wanted to show for the benefit of the video. Oh yeah, it's never quick enough when you want it to be. But in all fairness, it was a rather large prompt. And here we go. It's given us everything in there. Let's see, we have a comprehensive analysis and several error reports. Let me outline our plan to eliminate phase 3 immediately. So I'm now going to copy this as well. There you go. And I'm going to add this over here. Right at the end, after it's read the errors. And hopefully I've still got some credit time on 3.7. I don't know what the current limits are at the moment. And so I'm using both. You know, I'm using this plan mode. It didn't give me a mermaid diagram on this instance, which is a little bit annoying. I could ask it to give me a mermaid diagram, give me a mermaid diagram to represent the changes. Boom. And Claude 3.7 over here now is reading everything. I'll implement the improvement for phase 3 error monitoring system, focusing on fixing the issues identified. It's taken the step-by-step plan, and it's going to start updating. And as you can see, it's doing one file after the other, which is sort of new I think that's a new update for Copilot. It didn't used to do that. And maybe it's because it's 3.7, it has extra abilities in its parameters. But this is really good now. So, this is starting to work. Copilot edits now is starting to work a lot like Rucode and Klein. I think they're on ball with it, and big respect for them for doing this. It's made several changes now, and still going. It's very quick as well, you know, with 3.7. And again, guys, this is 100% free. It's not cost me a penny. And as you can see, we've now back in plan mode. I've asked for the mermaid diagram, which I could use for numerous reasons. I will go and have a look at that in a sec, just after we've seen this. I'm gonna just say keep and keep. We do have some problems popping up because maybe it's there you go, not quite finished its coding. Oh, you find that sometimes you just got to wait to the end, and if it does hit problems, which sometimes there will be a syntax or something, it's pretty easy to resolve it. Okay, well that's applying the edits. You can see it's still working here. You can see these changes address the three main issues: dialog, content, accessibility, wake lock permissions, network and cookie issues, error monitoring. After implementing these changes, run the app, test the dialog. So we've got to run the app again in a minute, which will be good for the video because I can show you a update on interfaces AI. While we're waiting, we'll have a look at this, and you can see, this is just such handy information to just have so quickly. And this is basically in a diagram showing me, how the error system that we've built into our code interface is working. I'm going to keep that one there. Yeah, and this for documentation for your Git books or etc. is such good information. I think we are done on this. We will run the app now. And I can just say, over on this one, quickly, I could say, I think you've always got to remember to save all on Copilot. For some reason, it doesn't automatically save. I can confirm back in this one here now into Klein. I have made the changes and uh, implemented the updates using Claude 3.7 Sonnet on GitHub Copilots. Can you confirm they have been made? They have been made, and all updates were implemented as per your plan. And again, this is a free instance, guys. This isn't costing me anything over here in Klein as well. I'm using 3.5. Just wait for that to load up, and it's going to check everything that we did over here, basically. And it looks like then we'll be able to open the app, and I'll be able to give a quick update on Interfaces AI. Once these errors are sorted and OpenAI interface is passed, we'll move on to the next one and install Grok3. I think will be the next one because that'll be handy for me and the way I use AI at the moment. After reviewing, I can confirm the plan improvements have been successfully updated, and now all I need to do is run the app. Okay, after implementing these changes, run the app and test for dialog content. Okay, give me this is another way. If it's made a command prompt, just tell it to give you the command prompt for run. For running the app. Do I run the tests script after starting the app? So I'm just going to get a sequence of order and tell it to break it down. Give me a sequence step by step of how we should now test and run the app effectively. And we will be coming to the end of the video in a sec. We'll get this one on. I will show the app and then we'll round it up. And this is just showing some advanced debugging for everyone. Okay, one, set up log directories. So we're gonna copy this. Oh, did I copy? Copy. That's gonna do that. Verified everything looks correct. True. And then we're gonna, before starting the main app, yep, gonna run that one. Test and verify error monitoring system. And we have found more errors, so I'm presuming the updates that we just made to the test script to make it more efficient have worked, because they, they've picked up a greater number of errors. Verify logs and reports. Yes, that should just be in here. And yes, we have two new ones. That's not the in development mode, or if you have Electron installed globally, that's not the. We'll generate a comprehensive report. So run the app. Okay. Apparently, I just sure it's run PS1, but let's have a look. Copy on here, and no, that's not the right command. I knew it wasn't the right command, and I do have the right command somewhere around. Let's just type it in here. Give. I can't quite remember the exact one, and I did have a document up the top, but I had to reset my files back to an earlier update, and the document got deleted. So, oh, there you go. Look. Should be run PS1, run simple, run multiface. Give me the command to start the app. There we go. I knew it was the one. The copy, and we should go off now. And there's the app. And we got no. So some of these are actually different. I've noticed actually. Document visibility changed. Yeah. So they've added some more settings in there. No issues. depreciated dependency. So there's one error that we will make notice of, take notice of for our next debug run. I'm not going to go through that in this video, but I'll probably do that on my own in a bit. Let's upload the app, and you can see we've got no errors in the F12 console over here for the main page, and we can open up each interface to see how it's opening. Everything's working fine. I've got no errors down here so far. Now we will check the dev12 ANSI. We do have 470 third party cookie will be blocked. And we have an intercom not booted or error. Let's see if a voice chat is working. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How about you?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much, ChatGPT. We're just testing you out for the sake of our video at the moment on a Interfaces AI app that we have created. You are now speaking inside our interface one, which is a browser interface, a web browser interface, and I am logged into my personal ChatGPT account and using you inside our interface.
That's awesome. It's cool to be a part of your testing process. How's the app coming along so far?
It's coming along very well. We have just created some testing scripts to deal with errors, cookie errors mainly, and a few intercom-based connection errors. Um, uh, and we still have some invalid keyframe value errors as well. So um, nothing serious. Full functionality is working, obviously, but I want to sort out these few remaining errors. We've created a test script for that, and we are testing that now.
Nice. It sounds like you've got a solid handle on things. Testing those edge cases is always key to a smooth user experience. Are you planning to roll out the beta soon?
Yes, so we won't be long for beta now. I mean, as soon as I solve the issues with OpenAI, we move on to the next chat model that we want to install. We have 4 interfaces on the page, so and we're going to probably provide options for Google Gemini or Google AI Studio, for Grok3, for Anthropic, for DeepSeek. And we'll leave it at that for a minute and go on from there. Otherwise than that, we'll have a second style of interfaces, which will be more custom based. We will design our own interfaces rather than using other companies' chat model interfaces and connect any model via API. So it'd be very custom for each user.
That sounds like a great approach, covering both out of the box options and a customizable path. It should give users a lot of flexibility. Are you planning to gather feedback from early users to fine tune those interfaces?
Yes, indeed, we will. Beta version, we'll probably open source this interface phase one with our web browser instances for open source for free, and then we will start getting feedback and start designing our custom build and API versions, which will not be open source. They will be a subscription-based purchase or software for customers to use.
That's a solid strategy. You're building a strong community around the open source phase and still offering premium options. It's a great way to balance accessibility and value.
Indeed, it is, and it's been very delightful talking to you. We will probably come back and do another video of this inside the interface, but for now, that's it. I want to get back on to other aspects of the video. So thank you very much and goodbye. Yeah, so you can see it's working, but the DevTools is still picking up some errors that we will now use for um, our next debug run. We've got our reports. We go back into VS Code now because there was an instruction of what to do after using the app run, uh, that one. So we will copy. Uh, so after using the app, start the app, dun dun dun, test error, monitoring in the live app. Use multiple interfaces, web views, test permissionless, especially wait clock, test network behaviors, open, close, dialogues. After using the app, right, so let's just open all the windows. Basically, it's telling us to go full throttle. And yes, here you go, guys. You know, you can see how useful this will be once it's up and running. Just having your personal account times 4 and thinking about having different models in here together. Um, and just adding, making it easier for debugging, coding, whatever, you know, especially having Grok3 and then you could have Anthropic over here and you know, Google down here, etc. Will be real good. So we've done that. I'm gonna press that in that one. I'm gonna reason and say hi. Uh,
Hey, what's up? I'm here. What's on your mind?
yep, that's cool. Thank you very much. Bye bye. I don't really want to speak to you right now. And then this one, I'll go search. Let's just see what errors we can get. Uh, research, research, new AI tools. I'll let that go. So that one's responded. Voice chat opened on this one. We had a voice on that one, and this one's doing that one. Right, we're gonna we'll see what other errors we got. I presuming that one is the second intercom based. Ooh, and here totally different. So that's cool. We've got that and that. I'm just going to get all this information now, etc. That's what I would do from each DevTools of each browser interface. And this one here, that I didn't really, so I don't know which one it is, but it hasn't got many errors. I'm assuming that's one of the questions, either the deep research or the other one. Affected resources, 2 cookies, 81 requests. So that's, and it's given us all the information that we might need, whether that's because of our debug script. So let's go back and have a look if it does that on, I don't think it does. Issues, let's go to issues. Oh, it does. Oh, 140. Yeah, so this is going to be really good information. I would copy all this information then, along with the new test reports. I'd put it back into Grok and we would rerun everything all over again. And each time you're going to be taking a step forward and refining, and eventually you'll debug your issue, which is how we've gone over the last few days. You know, as we've had time, we started with not being able to use the voice chat instance at all. And now it works. You know, at one point we couldn't even get a web browser instance inside the interface, and we made it. You know, we migrated from our Next.js project to an Electron project, so we could handle all the CSP instances. And you know, as you go, this is the best way to debug, and it might seem a little bit daunting, but if you're using AI correctly, a lot of the time you're only reading and making sense and then copy and pasting to improve. So, peace out. Happy weekend.